Good morning, and welcome to the Mental Breakdown Morning Show. I'm Dr. Bernie Wilkinson.
I'm Dr. Richard Marshall.
And it's a fantastic Friday, November 18th. I think I always use the same, actually, Fantastic Friday. For
Right.
November 18th. It's a...
Friday.
Wow. It's been a week.
Everybody is getting into a festive mood today.
They are.
Especially if you have school children.
That's right. That's right, because they have the next week off.
This is the last school day for about 7 days.
Right.
8 days.
Yeah, so they have all of next week off. I guess at most schools. I don't know that there's any schools. I don't even think any private schools are going to school next week. So they have the week off because a week from yesterday is Thanksgiving. A week from today is Black Friday. So it's just adding up.
So a week from today is Black Friday.
Yeah.
Do you do Black Friday?
I come to work on Black Friday.
That's what I thought.
And get some things done.
Today's Black Friday.
I'm wearing black.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually we'll probably be here recording next Black Friday.
Right.
I will be. Will you be here?
I'm not going shopping. I can tell you that.
That's right. Those crowds. We'll talk about that maybe next Friday.
That's part of what we're talking about today, isn't it?
Yes.
About scheduling for the holidays.
Yes, we're gonna over the next couple of Fridays. I think we're gonna work to help just provide a little bit of advice, a little bit of strategies for you to use and consider and think about as we're entering into the holiday season. Because man, oh man, this can be a really challenging time for a lot of people to try to manage all of the demands that you take on, but also that are imposed upon you.
Now, I don't know why. What it is about 2016. But people are saying they feel as though they barely recovered from the last holiday season. That the year the 2016 for some reason just flew by.
Right.
We haven't taken our Christmas tree down from last year yet, so it's still up in the. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to ask you if it was a live tree because
it's a live tree.
Yeah,
but we keep it up till about March, April. Welcome the spring.
Wait until it's really good so that it goes.
Well, everything falls off by April. We just put boxes under it, and the balls fall off, and we just put it away.
That's right.
No, it does. It feels, and everybody's saying that this year. That it can't be. It's just the holidays can't be. They are upon us.
Yeah.
There is no backing out now. They are here,
and they're in full force. Because if you go to any store, it's all decked out for.
It's Christmas. We skipped all through everything, and now we're at Christmas.
There's a lake here downtown in Lakeland where we go and my daughter and I will go for a walk and we'll play Pokemon Go. But we were there the other night and they were building the tree.
The tree is
they put this 20 or 30 foot tall tree in the middle of the lake and they were building it in the middle at night. So they all have these like little miners hats, and I'm thinking, why wouldn't they just put it together during the day? It doesn't. I mean, you would think that there'd be fewer people out there during the day.
They don't want anybody to know. Just light it up and it's like magic.
It's like, where did it come from?
Yeah,
the elves did it.
It came out of the water. It's the Loch Ness tree monster.
That's right.
I'm taking my Christmas ties out.
Yes.
This weekend.
Yeah.
When I get home this weekend, I'm taking my ties out.
I keep having a bit of a difficult time finding some good Christmas bow ties, but I have a few that
you have
a few.
You have a bow tie and I have a necktie that match.
We do.
That
was our Christmas present last year.
Match those guys.
So yeah, that was good. But we're not here to talk about any of that stuff. We're here to talk about scheduling and preparing for the holidays because you're going to be asked to be a part of a lot of different things. There's going to be all kinds of parties and get-togethers and obligations that are going to be imposed upon you.
Right.
And you need to be able to temper things just enough so that you could say, you know what, I'm going to have to say no to that one. Thank you so much for the invitation, but I'm not going to be able to do that one. We have so many other obligations. There's very few people, I think, that are really comfortable with saying no to that kind of stuff.
No, it's very hard to say. No, very, very hard to do. That's right.
But sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to be able to say, thank you for the invitation, but we're not going to be able to make it this time.
That's right. And each year is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So what you do is you prioritize. What do you have to do? If you have children in school, you have some Christmas programs that you're probably going to attend. You have family gatherings.
Right.
You have church activities.
Right.
Everything increases at this time of the year. The obligations increase for all of us. So make a list of the things that you absolutely have to do.
Right.
Then if you can put the others in, go ahead and put them in. But be careful not to overschedule.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to... Well, we've found this here in our office. We were talking about our end of year get together, and what you find is very, very quickly you run out of weekends.
Yep.
You run out of days because this one's taken up for this one. If you do one thing for one parent's work, you do something else for another parent's work. And then you have the family get-togethers, and then you have this get-together and that get-together. All of a sudden, there's no more weekends left.
Right.
And many groups don't do any things during the week because employers especially, they expect you to come to work the next morning, so they don't want to meet in the middle of the week. So everything is done on the weekends, and again, very quickly, your weekends are consumed and done.
And save time for your own obligations or the things that you really want to do.
Right.
Save time for shopping, save time for baking, save time for cooking and shopping. Don't schedule all the parties and obligations and then not have any time left to do anything, because more than anything, you don't want the holidays to be a time. It's going to be stressful anyway, and you don't want to add to it. You want to be able to enjoy this time with friends and family, especially with children.
Right. So a great way to handle this is I would even do it starting today. Get your calendar out and identify times that you will be unavailable for things, for other things, for other obligations that may be imposed upon you. Now, I'm saying that because knowing that you could say, okay, this Saturday I'm going to go shopping, and then that will be the Saturday that your company or whoever you're working with will schedule a Christmas get-together, and you're going to have to adjust it. I understood. But whatever amount of time you dedicate or you allocate to doing your business, your shopping, your whatever it is that you need to do, hold that time sacred. And if you have to take it away from one place, you got to put it somewhere else.
Right.
And don't say, well, you know what, I'll just get it all done. Take the 8 hours that you're going to try to do on this particular Saturday and say, you know what, I'll just get it done after work one day. Because we both know that's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do that, and it's going to put you in a stressful situation and make you easily overwhelmed.
Right. And you talk about writing it down, and you can't stress that enough.
Right.
But it has to be written down. One of the things that I like to do is I like to think in terms of magnetic tiles, because if you say, I'm going to go shopping on November the 24th, okay? If something else pops up November 24th, then you just switch those two things, okay? So you take the shopping tile and put it where the office party was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you are always dealing with real time. Otherwise, if you don't write this down, or if you don't have some system to keep track of everything, you're going to get overscheduled quickly.
Right. And do it realistically.
Right.
Okay, so if, let's say, for example, this is the strategy that you go through. You know that there are 4 get-togethers for the holidays that you do. Your job, your significant other's job, this family, and his family.
So at least 4.
So you got at least 4.
Right.
So, and you know those 4 things, you know a rough estimate of how long they last.
That's right.
Like when we go to my grandmother's house, we know that we're there probably 4 or 5 or longer hours, typically. But it's always Christmas Eve.
Okay.
On Christmas Eve, that's when we go over there.
So you put that magnet.
So that time is allocated. It's done. We can't move that time because that's when it's going to happen. We always know that on Christmas Day, we spend these couple of hours in this place and that place. And so that time is now taken up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if we know that we have these 4 responsibilities that we have to account for, again, like you said, you get your calendar out, mark those times, or at least have some time dedicated to them. When you know that they're really firm, you put those there. But then you put the others where they tend to go. But be realistic about it. Don't say, well, that's an office party and they're scheduled for 2 hours, so I'm going to mark off those 2 hours. No. if that is scheduled for 2 hours, you're talking about something that's probably going to take you anywhere from 4 to 5 hours.
That's right.
Because it's going to take you a couple of hours to prepare. It's going to take you a couple of hours to get, between getting dressed, getting the house situated, getting the kids where they need to be, and traveling to the location, having that get together, and then dealing with the afterwards and getting back home. Right. Typically, that's going to consume about a 2-hour party is going to consume about 4 hours of real time.
That's right. You have a 2-hour party, but you got to schedule 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
Because you have to get there, you have to prepare, take down.
Right.
So yes, it's going to take more than 2 hours.
Right.
So schedule it realistically.
Exactly. You don't, and this is where, even in day-to-day non-holiday time, this is where we mess up so often, because we say, oh, well, that's just a 2-hour thing.
Right.
Well, that 2-hour thing takes another hour or two of preparation and recovery, and you can't ignore that. That's a real aspect of that activity, and we overlook that way too often, and that's what puts us behind. That's what creates situations where we just don't get done as much as we anticipate getting done.
The other advantage of scheduling like this is that if we have children,
right?
Okay, and if we know that we're going to be at a place on a certain date, then the children can plan around that, and you avoid those. Oh no, we said we were going here. Well, if it's written down somewhere and everybody knows ahead of time, then when your children get an invitation, they can look at the calendar and say, "Oh, I'd really like to, but we're going to my grandmother's that day." Then they know, and you don't have to argue about it. You don't have to get into those hassles about, well, I don't want to go there. I got this invitation. No, we have a calendar, and we're going to try to live by that. But even if you want to adjust it, at least everybody has the same information.
Right.
You can say, we're supposed to be at your grandmother's, but you can go here for 2 hours, and then we'll come and get you, and you can still spend some time at grandma's.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely.
You avoid those last minute negotiations of, well, I really want to do it. And so, set things up early. Start now.
Yeah. So if you start doing that now, if you start looking at that and teasing that apart and breaking it down and allocating that time now, when you get that unexpected fifth invitation to something, you can look at your schedule and you can say, there's just no way I can fit that in.
Right.
Because this is already there, and there's no place else to move that.
There's no place in the schedule.
No place realistic.
We're putting up the tree this night. So
that's it.
That's what that night's going to be used for. So,
right.
But everybody knows. And if your children get an invitation, have those kids come to your house and help put up the tree,
right?
Or whatever, however you celebrate the holidays.
Right. So start scheduling now. Get that calendar out. Sit down with your family and significant other and everyone tonight, and start looking at that and planning now. And I keep saying it this way, but planning now reduces the stress from later on. So you'll be able to be better prepared and better cope with everything that's going on.
Prevention.
Always prevention.
Right.
So, all right.
Okay.
So that's it for this week. You guys have a terrific weekend, and get ready because the holidays are coming. Don't eat too much next week at Thanksgiving.
The light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming holiday.
That's right. They're Christmas lights, and they're twinkling.
So get ready.
All right, so we will see you bright and early again on Monday morning for another great week. So, all right. Bye-bye.